Test.
Different mic.
Test.
It's not my group's turn to speak. Mm-hmm.
Test 2. Test 3.
Test.
But see, that's ultimately the problem. I'm trying to fix it, or decode it at least. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I am... I don't know why this is working. I'm trying to solve, like, a really minor thing with this code. So, like, here's the code for the bot. And what you can see here is I'm trying to take in a system argument. And what I'm trying to do is set it up so that when I type, I just have to say what group it is, because every time I have to come in and edit this file, and I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. So it was taking in the argument. It just, as soon as it got down here, it's like it ignored the argument later, and it basically just didn't work. So I don't know if I'm like declaring it wrong, or if it's looking at it as a string instead of an ID, but that makes no sense because this, you don't declare types of variables on it, so it should just work. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I did it a little bit ahead of time, but either case, it could work if I do it manually. But how's everybody doing? Music's pretty high. Okay. Let me turn it down.
I'm pretty good.
Good. I'm glad to hear
pretty
that.
Good.
Did you guys have a good weekend?
Seems Apple's quite busy though.
Yes, I was seeing that. Do we know?
It appears he forgot it was Saturday.
Oh. Yes, that makes it difficult. Do we know? I was just looking in the chat. He's just going to be here eventually. All right.
Yeah, that's
well,
all we know from the chat.
All right. Well, there's not much to it then. There, when he comes on it. Oh my gosh. I am testing out this new thing. So, all right. Stream Elements had an update, and it basically completely disconnected from OBS, which is a problem, because it's kind of how I run things. I'm going to see if this works. There. Overlays reloaded. I don't know. But I have this new tool that's called ground control from them that's supposed to be like all these settings. So I'm wondering, can you guys send a quick message on YouTube and Twitch? I just want to make sure that those are working. Because in theory, it should be better for it, but we'll see.
Congratulations, the Gerbil Ninja, for being the first redeemer of the stream.
I do see that, and it does come through. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
You're the first one, no way.
First one.
Okay, well, that seems to be working, so I have no complaints on that, I guess. I don't know. I just gotta figure out this new tool. I'm not as excited about it, but as long as it's working on both platforms, then I suppose that... Shoot, why'd you do that? Then I have nothing to complain about. And there. Other than the existence of I have to use this. So, okay. Let's see. I think we got all of this in place. Let me say, so I did not have a chance at all this week to work on Mora's class. Too. I was trying to get some other things in alignment. Plus, if I'm honest, the prep that I needed, not for just today's session, but your guys' next few sessions, there's a lot. There's a lot to get in place for it. Since we kind of generally know where some things are moving, and I'm like, I just gotta build a lot. But I'm pretty excited. There, we'll see how it all lands. Oh. You guys got any plans for Mother's Day? I don't know if they, I don't think you guys celebrate Mother's Day this weekend, right, lady? If you guys celebrate Mother's Day?
I'm celebrating it tomorrow, yeah.
Well, yeah, celebrating tomorrow.
I mean, I always hang out with my mom, so...
Yeah, it's that. You're going out to a nice, yummy bun place? Ooh. How long does it take to prep bosses? Not too... I mean... Here's the thing. I can't prep bosses until, like, a session or two before. Because I need to know where the party lands on strength and such. Otherwise, I might make it too strong or way too weak, and sometimes I've made my bosses way too weak. There, seen by Group 1 destroying the angel. That was not the intent, but that's what happened, so great.
By luck, we survived. Somehow.
Honestly, I just gave it way... I underestimated how much damage Salty could do. Because even at that level, he was dealing, like, 10 damage a turn. And I was like, that's a problem.
Salty was the most damaged class in our group.
Yes. For a time, and now we've got it ramped up. I mean, you guys are all dealing quite a bit of damage. Quite literally, this crab boss that you guys fought, I gave it 260 health and 9 physical resistance initially. No, it was 7 physical resistance initially. There, to talk about level of scaling I have to do.
Ooh, Apple update.
Apple update. What's going down? All right. Start without
yeah. That won't be possible, if I'm being honest.
Says
no, we kind of need. All right. I mean, all right. I'm gonna respy. Because we cannot. In summation.
Most definitely.
Yeah. I guess one thing that we can do is I could figure out where you guys are starting. Because I figured we would start right with the infiltration, but I want to better understand where you guys were planning on infiltrating, or how you were planning on infiltrating the armory.
I guess I do mention that I do want to use 6 more hours to train Robbie for mounting.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah, we're doing like 2 phases. A scout phase, and then the infiltrate after a lady is finished.
Okay. So let's talk here. So your infiltration plan, were you guys planning on infiltrating via the roof?
No, I think we were planning on infiltrating from the ground and then ending on the roof.
Got it. Okay. Next thing here. So, I mean, I just go to adventure screen here for a moment. There. Because Lila would obviously be appreciative if you guys were able to secure weapons for them. She would be offering a cart for you guys that would be manned. If you wanted to put weapons on it and transport it out, she could have it located anywhere around the building that you would like. They're ready for it, if that is what you would like to do.
I mean, we have the pocket menagerie.
You do have the pocket menagerie.
Yeah, could we put the cart in there?
You could.
Yeah?
Yes.
I think we'd like to do that.
Okay. So you want to put her cart in there and then put the weapons in said cart. So, okay. Here's actually...
As in, we would go into the building. We would pull the cart out of the pocket menagerie when we're in the armory. Put the things in the cart, and then put the cart back in the menagerie.
All right.
After it's loaded.
So, here's the thing. To get things out of the pocket menagerie, you need to be able to place and let it grow. Right? Which means...
Let it grow?
Well, the pocket menagerie... I guess let me re-explain logistics of this. You guys have a rune stone. There. Maybe something about this size on it. The rune itself, or how it works, is it's a grow-shrink rune. So it is growing and shrinking a literal barn, essentially, on it. So when you go to get in, and when anybody goes into it, it's like they're entering a regular barn, because it's growing a regular barn, and then when you're done with it, you shrink it down to a size.
So pulling it out would take an entire barn out.
It would literally take an entire barn out inside a building, which would probably damage the barn and damage said building. For it.
No, I was kind of wondering if we could just maybe grab the weapons rather than the cart.
I mean, you could.
A bit easier.
Yeah, you could absolutely sorry, I think. Yes, you
blasted
could grab
loud, dear?
Weapons and...
Or blasted different. Because it definitely is going to be different because I'm using a webcam mic. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I can fix that actually. It should be fixed now. Or more or less.
Oh, I guess something to note. I think the cart that we have right now is on the barn.
Yeah,
So
your guys' current
there'll
cart,
be two cart in the barn. That'd
which
be too heavy, you
probably
think?
wouldn't. It's not that it's too heavy, because the weight of things in there doesn't matter for it, because it gets shrunk down. It's size that matters. And I owe you this, and since we have time for it, I think this might be a good time to actually design the barn set up so that you have a visual on how big it is as well. So I'm trying to think. I'm gonna actually look up a barn's dimensions. There. No, we need a big barn. See, I'm not getting a
yeah,
barn
so
that I
we
want.
really won't be able to open this thing on
Yeah,
in a building.
because otherwise you're basically gonna break it. Oh sure, we'll go pole barn size. This could be quite big. I'm looking at pictures of pole barns now, and this picture just says,
Wow.
this is the span, this is the length, this is the height. There's no numbers here at all. This does not help. All right, that chart is blurry. What we're looking at is, it's not this big, right? But I'd like to imagine it's closer to this size for what you guys have. Because it's got to be able to fit in your companions and have some space so that they're, like, accommodated for it. You obviously still need to feed them and everything, but it's got the space. So, just trying to think about, like, this is marked as a 60 by 80. I guess we could start there. So what was 60? 60's 12? Because it's 12 times 5, right? And then 80 would be, it's not 40. 60's 12, so it should be 16. Yeah, 16. So 12 by 16 grid. Yeah, that's getting, I think that's about correct.
What?
What? What happened?
This is the first time I've tried opening the character sheet on this laptop.
Oh, jeez.
Did something broke?
Classic problem. Well, I mean, it's completely blank right now, so I just have to import the JSON, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Ah.
All right. So if we imagine this is your barn, let's do a cart. Oh, cool. This would normally be cart size. Yeah, that tracks. That's accurate. Yeah, I would say this is an accurate cart size in there. So because here's the thing, I'm given credit here to say that your pocket menagerie was given to you by royalty, so it's not, you're not getting gypped by any sense here. We're gonna make your stalls bigger because we gotta consume some of your beasts. They need more space. Let's give a good amount of space to your beasts. Maybe something like this.
I guess the real question would be, how many beasts
probably.
could I put in this pocket?
I mean,
I think that's that's the question we're about to answer, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, you could squeeze in more, but
There's also a loft.
There is a loft. Yep. There will be a loft. So you'll have some additional space up above. But this is going to be functionally your barn setup here. So if you can imagine, this is your front entryway into it. So let's put some more just walls in. We're going to make the enclosure spaces, we'll call them, like these 4x4s. So it's like 20 feet by 20 feet. There, so they're pretty big spaces, but you got to imagine you might have some big beasts coming in as well.
Oh, definitely.
So what we do here is this will give then space for entryway. So right now this is 5 on it. We can assume you're gonna, I mean, if we're talking luxury, we're talking royalty here, right? We need some kind of like training area, maybe. We are gonna put a loft in as well, so let's draw out the loft here. The loft is gonna have some more space, but it's not intended to be like, there we go. Let's do this. Let's measure. This is ground floor. And this is the loft. Or, well, it's going to be from the loft view. It's not going to take up this much space. Dang it. Don't rotate there. There we go. Nah. Can I just move it? There we go. All right. So we got our loft. We got loft, ground floor. I'll center those in a moment. So the loft, I like to imagine the loft is like mostly this like front half here. So it visualizing it here as well, but it's gonna be deleting some things here. And delete this, probably more delete that. So this will be your loft area, which is intended to be more of a storage area for it. Let's see. What would be... We could space optimize. I'm trying to make it still make sense. This is tricky. It's on the fly creation. Yes, please. Thanks. All right. Got a wall here. Oops. All right. So I think if we put in like this, no, I don't like that. It doesn't look correct. That's the problem. Here. You've been in barns. Loft is still pretty big. I mean, this is not a small loft. Every square is 5 feet. Right? So, like, this is still a huge
small
loft.
because it is small from here.
Yeah, but like that's as big as like a house.
Yes, this is like, it's a huge loft. Here, we're gonna put, this is gonna be the stairway up. But yeah, consider, this is an entire, this is your guys' entire cart, right?
It like animals that are like 10 feet long. It makes it kind of...
Yeah, it feels much smaller, but like, let's see, animal, that's a rug, but sure, let's see. Okay, if I...
Oh, it's not a ladder?
I was thinking it was just a stairway. There.
Oh, because it's royalty.
Royalty.
Like, they're
and
not...
You want maybe the beast to be able to access it.
Yeah. So this is your... This is space-wise placement, right? And, let's see. Armor. Cool. We'll just grab this. This is too tiny. What the heck?
What is that leather?
What is... What? The leather?
The square thing.
Oh, these are
like
chairs. Oh, the hide.
No,
oh,
the
the
other
hide.
one.
That's what I'm using to represent some of the animals.
Okay.
Yep. So, for reference, like, this would be like Kentucky's pen. Right?
Okay.
So enough space to get in, but Kentucky's a big creature, and while Kentucky takes up this much space, that doesn't represent like Kentucky's actual size. Like, Kentucky might be like this. Right? So, like, this might be more accurate. We might have, like, someone that's a little bit longer. But generally speaking, because of their size, they don't, like, they'll have to tightly squeeze, but generally is going to be about this. So when you look at, like, cart size, right?
I would probably cordon off one of the pens into several smaller ones.
We can do that.
Since we do have some small pets that can be in a 5x5 enclosure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't want to put them in a 5x5. I mean, like a cat, even a cat, right? A 5 foot by 5 foot enclosure is kind of mean. There, actually.
Yeah.
Let's
Maybe
see.
a 5x10.
Horse. Now I'm trying to think. Horse barn. blueprint? Thanks. Let's look at blueprint. That's office stall, but there's no measurements on here, so it's useless to me. There we go. Stalls being like 12 feet by 12 feet. Okay. So just for a horse, they're talking maybe like that for like a horse. So
yeah,
we could definitely make them smaller as well. Let's
like
do
a
that.
few big ones are necessary, but I think one of the whole sides of it should be in smaller stalls.
That makes sense to me. So let's do that. Just erase this. Here. And honestly, I could see this being like an equipment place too. All right, let's just put there. Just finish that. Well, let's declare... I'm actually going to do that. We're going to declare this as an equipment room for you. And then we'll put smaller stalls. Like, let's do this on this wall. So these are 10 foot by 10 foot. Yes, Joseph, it's 10 foot by 10 foot.
No.
All right, so these would... Wow, that's a really tiny door. Yes, so these would be for smaller creatures brought in. Oh, I'm gonna undo this now because I don't want the doors to connect. There we go. That should do it.
I don't think this is a fancy barn. It's just royalty.
It's
It's just
Is
given
it
by
possible to have
royalty.
a fancy barn?
I don't
it's-
think Lady would care if it's fancy or not. It must be useful, that's all.
yeah.
There needs to be some comfy beds.
Man, comfy beds. Because the intent of it, right, is it's supposed to be a place to house your companions, right? Like that's the whole point. If we do, but it functionally it becomes a barn. So here's some hay. We're gonna say it's in like this room is like the feeding room where you can go in, get some food, bring it to any of your companions and whatnot. We can add in some barrels. So you guys can have some storage, basically.
For my wine, for my drink.
For your drinks, your wine. I was more thinking animals, but whatever works. You can store whatever you want. It's your room. So this is kind of like your main storage, but you have, or I would say for like your companions, up here, this loft would be whatever you guys choose to put up here as well. So you can imagine like you've got your companions that would be hiding or housed in here. You guys could bring them out easily, get them here, and then you have this upper loft, which we're going to put some shelves on. I have to put shelf. All right, so let's put some shelves up here. We'll grab this. It's going to make it there. Lady, how would you like your shelves?
That can be the training area, the practice area. Also,
The loft?
The
yeah,
loft
it's a
seems
big
work.
open area.
That makes sense. I don't have any training dummies, unfortunately. So yeah, you could make this the training area very easily. On it. Put this here. Can I put this-
There's just like a scratching post in the middle of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. to me. This is where they scratch. All right, let me put... I'm just going to do this. Loft. So this is how it connects. You come in here. House your companions. Let's see. Post? No. We're gonna do the thing, which is... I'm going to grab this straight up. This is your training dummy. We'll put those here, and then we're gonna do weapon rack. So we'll put a weapon rack or two here as well. They'll be just kind of on the wall. You'll need a table. in here. Let's grab a nice table. Yeah, something like that. Because you're not meant to really, like, sleep up here. And now we're going to put some shelves just on the side here. Some, like, bookcase kind of shelves in there. We can put him in the corner just in case you need to bring him out for extra supplies. We'll put the stuff... Yeah, we're going to put it more in the middle of the room. This is live design with Xaviar. While we wait for Apple, basically. It could be a wine attic. Because we could do, like... So you got these barrels, but we could just, like... Here's a bar. What if we got, like, just a straight up a keg? Just put that up there. Or we got, like, this one. And then it's like... Well, lady needs her wine, so... We got a giant keg sitting up in the top. As well. But you know what? I think here's what I'm going to do. I am going to leave it like exactly like this. And then lady, I'm basically going to give it to you to add whatever you see fit or change whatever you see fit in here. So I'm going to delete these here. Do you want me to leave the carriage or do you want me to remove it? Or cart,
I guess
should
the
say.
question be, should our cart be outside for now, or must it be in my board? What do you think? Yeah.
Our wagon. No, I think it would be okay to bring the wagon outside.
Okay.
All right.
Because
So
during the
I guess
first investigation, we're going to be acting like not super secretive. Like they'll probably see us and stuff.
All right. I am going to copy this.
So leave it blank right now. Yep.
So, lady, there officially is your pocket menagerie. There. So this, we'll call this official. This is the setup of what you received. But yes, as you can imagine, pulling this out randomly, like you're not pulling this out in town or kind of thing. You go like out of town, you set it down and it expands big there. So yes, while I will absolutely allow you guys to store whatever you like in this because it's sizing. I don't care about like the weight or anything. Like I'm going to assume it shrinks down and all of that and becomes much lighter. I will say that if you do decide to open this inside, this is what appears for it as well. I'm also, if you guys are interested, I'm going to download it.
Ooh, I wonder if you could import the assets of Lady's sprites.
Oh, we definitely can.
Ooh.
Let's see. Oh, I've spelled that wrong. We're gonna see. I was trying to write pocket menagerie, but we're gonna... Oh, I was close. Menagerie, not managerie. Alright, so I am actually going to also provide this file, which means that you guys can go in and make edits as well. But beyond that, yeah, there's this upload button. So I can just go in and grab Lady's stuff and put them in here. They are not from the correct angles, but like, let's say I wanted to drop it. I was dropping it. It was not letting me. All right. We'll go there and we'll just do that. So if I grab like Kentucky, for example, pixels per cell? Sure. Where is it? Kentucky. There we go. Ah, it's so big.
Oh.
Oh God.
Make it more of the right size. There we go. There's Kentucky.
He's such a big boy.
Yeah.
Hey, bud. It is time for bed now. Go tell your sister, okay?
Claw, Kentucky.
Declawed.
No.
Kentucky's been declawed. But yes, you can actually absolutely upload like your own pictures and stuff into it as well. So perfect. So there, now you have your pocket menagerie, just like in full swing, ready for you to use whenever you see fit. I apologize it took me so long to get you guys that layout. That was one of the things I like intended when I first mentioned it to you. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I get a layout to them, and then I just kept forgetting. So it worked out. So if Apple comes in and feels bad, we'll just say he gave us time to design the pocket menagerie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, Deer, I've got a question for you. Now that you've had your guidebook for a week and such, where are you leaning on it? Because I know you're going to take 1 level in Vampire, and then you have 4 levels to take then in Bard. So where are you going to land on it? Have you decided? I don't know if he's here still. Oh, he's typing. I mean, yeah, you could take extra levels in Vampire. You could take extra levels in Bard. However you want to do it, see fit. And then, I mean, your guys' group, if I'm remembering right. I mean, last session was insane, but you guys are already close to next level. So, I think for our group here as well, because you had mentioned, my plan was for us to start immediately, like, in the armory, like on Roll20 and everything, with everybody here. So we could do, if you guys were planning on scouting and trying to gather some information, we could do some of those rolls here. I was able to provide you a floor plan of the ground floor there so that you guys could see.
Oh, yeah.
And that was from Lila and like her spies and such. So they were able to provide that for it. So you can know the general structure of the building. But obviously it didn't include what was in any of the rooms or anything like that.
Yeah, so I think initial scouting, like,
It is good upsides, dude.
would be like day 1, while Lady's busy training.
Okay.
And like me and Apple would go.
Okay. So let's, I mean, if you guys are cool with it.
Apple's not there, but yeah.
Yeah, because we've got, here's a picture of the armory from the outside as well. So they've got like a courtyard on the outside where they might do some training and such. It's a little bit walled off, but the big thing is you've got kind of that big entrance. And from the image that I shared with you guys, let's see, I'm gonna pull that up here. From the image that I shared with you guys as well, you could see that, now I need to pull it up. 1 second. There we go. Let's just save this image again. And we'll go back. I mean, we could have just Yas scout, but I figure, you know, we could still say Artanis is scouting with it. Just saving that real quick. All right, so let's talk about, you've got your blueprint here. So when you're looking at this blueprint, this big opening here, that is what it represents. Here's this open door here as well, like right in the center. That is equivalent to that opening there. Does that make sense?
The reason I said me and Apple is because both of us were champions from the arena, and I was planning to have us pretend to be Zindra's servants coming to like inspect the armory. And since we have the amulets of Lograth or whatever, it kind of gives credence, and it doesn't matter how savage or strange Apple looks because he would have that like persona.
Yep,
Of
and that's
the arena fighter.
absolutely valid. Like that would absolutely work for this purpose. So you were looking to inspect the entire building?
Yeah.
Correct on
Yeah.
that? Okay. I will...
Like, go to the ground floor and then have someone show us upstairs.
Okay. Well, then in that case, here's what we're going to do. I am going to then show you... I will count that as valid, and I will show you guys the entire map right now.
Wow.
So...
Yay!
Your scouting was so good.
The time skip.
So...
Real.
Time skip's real. And here's what's going to be. You're obviously not going to see what people are in there, correct? Or makes sense? But you'll get to see an outline of the map.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you some high-level summaries of it. So, can you guys see my screen?
I think we could consider that I've met one or two of the guards.
Oh, for sure. Well, and you're going to see how they operate inside the building here.
Yeah.
So, this is a high level of the entire map that you guys will be encountering. So, you first come in through the ground floor. This is the grand dining room, and over here is kind of the main entry into the barracks and the rest of the building. Over here you have the kitchen there, and there is an access set of stairs down to the cellar. Now, this stairway is a spiral staircase that goes through the entire building, all the way up to the roof, down to the cellar as well. From what you guys saw, these are knights' quarters. So some of the more, like, if you can imagine, there's baseline level city guards, and then there are main knights as well that tend to be more authoritative and in charge of stuff, so they get their own private quarters for it from the rest of the barracks. So this is kind of your main entry room where all of the guards go to rest. Do you want to go up or down first?
Can I just review what you just said? You said that in the ground floor, there are both knights and normal guards in the rooms?
No, so these rooms are for knights. The normal guards are in a different part of the barracks.
Okay, so all of those are knights' rooms.
Yep, these are knights' rooms here.
Okay.
So yeah, do you want to go upstairs or downstairs first?
We're downstairs.
Okay.
On?
So this is the cellar here. So if you go down the spiral staircase, this is where the servants and the remaining of the knights sleep. So this is where the main quarters are for just general guards there as well. Then these are like servants' quarters, and then this is like the head servant room. This is their dining room here for the servants, and then this is the cellar storage room here. So this connects directly to the kitchen area, but is a just general storage.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like the food stuff. Not necessarily in scope for our raid. So let's move back upstairs.
All right. So this brings you to the second floor. Now, to be clear, while you can see this here, you won't actually see the inside of this normally. But you do know that there's a guard posted outside here.
So the spiral staircase.
Yep.
That is connecting all of those. Does it have a door at each end, or is it just open?
It's just open.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a grand staircase that's just going up in a spiral up the tower, basically.
All right.
So the second floor is actually a combination of lords and nobles, along with some knights, and then the armory itself. So the armory is housed within the second floor. You guys didn't get to see in, so you won't know that all of this is in there, but it's an armory there. A guard is always posted outside of the armory there, and you guys, in your exploration, did not get to actually go into it. What you do know is that there are some nobles' chambers It seems to be this is like a child's chamber. And then these are specific knights. They're like higher ranked knights as well. These nobles here would be lords that are like direct from the royalty. If you can imagine like generals in a sense.
Like commanders?
Yeah, commanders,
Yeah.
generals. Like people of high importance
Ooh.
here as well. But they stay with the knights because they need to command the city guard for it. Now, I want to be clear here. There is a separation here. This is considered the general city guard. These are not Xandra's elites. Xandra's elites are specifically chosen by her, and a lot of them either stay in the Beastmaster side of things, or they equip themselves from the castle, its armory. There. This is the general city. So for the rest of the city, these are the protectors of the city there, but they would also be called to battle from there as well too. And we're not talking like 5,000 guards or something like that. You're talking like this structure probably supports about 100 guards.
50 or something.
Yeah, like 50 to 100 guards. And it's not that all of them are in at the same time or anything, right? Because you're going to have people that are patrolling, coming in and out, switching shifts, so that the city is maintained. Lograth, in itself, has a population of 36,000 people. Of those 36,000, you can imagine that there's 200 in the military side of things. Like, it's not like super enforced military all around on it. That said, it's also assumed that many loyalists are beast tamers, and they have their own like capabilities. Plus, with the philosophy of this faction, it's going to be generally strong people. One moment here. Yes, bud.
I guess for now, my question we have a plan that we want to trap them. How are we gonna do that? Like, what items do we gonna block the door?
I think the idea is that we go when they're all asleep, and there's only the one guard posted at the door. Silently take out the one guard that's posted at the door. Enter the armory, clear the armory while they're asleep without making noise, and use some kind of item. We were talking about Apple regurgitating a tree within this room to block the door from opening. Does the door open inside the room or outside the room? Like, does it push inwards or pull outwards?
I would say that the door pushes into the room.
Okay, yeah, then that would be perfect. So if we can like have a giant tree just in the way of the door opening, then there really wouldn't be any way for us to get out of the room after that happens. Is this a one-way like entry?
Yeah, generally,
Looks
like
like
there
it.
is not
Yeah.
any other doors from what you could tell. It is
Okay,
also
I
on
think
the
we would have
second
to make
floor.
a hole in the side of the building.
Yeah, one thing to take, of course, it is the second floor as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's not windows or anything on this. It truly is just like entry through this door that is guarded.
Okay. Yeah.
This brings,
so I
if
like
you do go
the idea
up.
of blocking it. Okay. Yeah. Let's continue the tour.
Well, and if you go up, there's really not much more. This is the roof, and then this is a guard tower on top of the roof. There, so they'll be like overlooking the city, and you will have an alarm bell there. If for example, if they see a fire or something, or if they see like there's danger coming there, this isn't, it's not insanely high. They can't see the entire city from this post, but it's a good just like vantage point there. So this is what the roof looks like. So if you can imagine, this is kind of like one more second.
Lady, what do you think? How do we get in this place? Is it better to have Robbie fly us to the roof and risk being spotted by the guards up there? Or
That's
just
the
break
thing.
in at nighttime?
I say we should be on nighttime because we have more advantage on being dark. One with the
Okay.
dark at least.
I
But-
can try to lockpick the door, maybe.
All right, there we go. Yes. So you could see, like, from here, it's basically like, I don't know what they're called, but the little archways or like little blocks that like defend, and then you've got like a solo tower that goes up, and this would be the top of that tower.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
So-
is there a window? I just want to make sure.
A window where?
This is the
Windows
roof, so
on
it's
the roof?
open to the outside, right?
It's this
got,
roof
like,
is
a-
open to the outside.
Oh,
What are
okay.
those called? The
Yeah, I know.
the
I'm like,
archer.
what? Yeah,
The archer opening.
It's not even shown
Let's-
well
I
on
don't
this
know.
picture.
Yeah,
Like,
it's those diagonal, like tall rectangular windows.
yes,
Okay.
basically. There. So it's a
Okay.
good vantage point to shoot from, but this is the outline of the whole building. So here is what I'm going to do. I am going to provide you guys with a picture of this. So you have it for reference here as well.
Cool.
So I'll post it here. You guys can download that too, but
And then this is gonna complicate things, but I
Okay.
would like to try and pickpocket one of the guards during the tour, or like look to see where all the keys are. If I can notice where they keep the keys to the building.
so let's start with go ahead and roll perception for that.
Come on, yes.
Roll. Ooh,
Yes.
okay,
What
I
is-
have 6 luck.
Okay. So that'd be 13.
13.
All right.
And
So oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the pickpocket skill has something that I'm looking at now.
Okay.
Okay, no.
All right. So here's what I can tell you. From your observation, you do notice that it's the knights that tended to be the ones in charge of the keys to things. So they're the ones that have all the keys. With that said, you are unable to distinguish between the keys that the knights have. So there wasn't anything in particular that stood out to you as to indicate that, like, hey, this is a key for this, or this is a key for this.
Like exactly which key they would use to open the armory.
Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
I mean, we didn't even go in, so that makes sense.
I mean, I don't think we need keys. We got what do you call
I
that?
do have
Lockpick?
lockpicking tools. Yeah.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You don't need to roll for it, right?
I mean,
I mean,
I
you
want
will.
to practice lockpicking with all of my free time.
Oh.
When we get back to, like, leaving the guard post to meet back up with Lady and discuss the plan,
So,
Mhm.
Yas, I
I'll
will
find,
say,
like, a lock or something to practice.
just for your reference, your +2 to stealthy action bonus, lockpicking is a part of that
Cool.
as well. So you do receive that
Makes
bonus
sense.
just by your class.
Yeah.
So,
You are born to be stealthy.
born to be stealthy.
Yeah.
You get your bonuses. So yes, you have your lockpicking kit, so you'll be able to attempt to pick a lock. No, it will not be you just don't roll. You will still have to roll for it, because you could just fuck it up and break the lock. basically.
Oh no.
So that brings me to question again, what is your guys's, now that you have the whole map, where do you plan on entering from? Ground floor again?
I say ground floor.
I am agreeing ground floor.
I'm
Okay.
expecting that we're going to loot this like during nighttime, so we could blend in with the darkness easy for stealth, maybe.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Yas, during your tour, one thing you did notice is that there was consistently stationed 2 guards right in the entryway.
2 guards in the entryway.
Mhm.
But there were also consistently stationed guards in the upstairs tower, correct?
Yes.
This
So what you can assume,
is
based on
fine.
operations and what you saw, there does seem to be guards that are going to be patrolling the building as well.
Yeah.
But the main entryway would
Yeah.
have 2 guards there to just, make sure people don't enter the space.
And taking out guards, I think, is part of the plan.
Yeah.
I'm going to be using my knockout strike and then just have Apple eat them while they're unconscious.
Well, that would work, yes. I just also sit on the side of like, is the knockout strike even necessary at that point? Like,
No, it's so
That
that they
is
don't
true.
struggle or yell.
yeah, no struggle
Well,
and no yelling.
He's putting them in his mouth.
Yes, that's fair. The real... who is the villain? Who are the villains here?
We are
No
the
one.
villains.
Are we a villain? Oh, we're a rebel, maybe. I don't know. What are we?
Misfits.
I mean, Misfits.
So true.
It's funny. My family plays Dungeons and Dragons, and I talk about your guys' journeys and such. And as I was explaining, they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were running an evil party." Like, yes. They are, in fact, all of their actions point to that they might be evil alignment.
We're just misfits. What
Just
could
misfits.
what could we say?
Sometimes they torture people because they can. Sometimes they just
Because
steal
it's funny.
because it's funny. They do it for
Sometimes someone
humor.
just eat a person.
Yeah, and it's fine.
Yes, dear, you are a villain.
You are villain. I mean,
Of course.
on your alignments there, like, Artanis and Lady tended to be more neutral towards it.
Yeah.
Tended to be. I mean,
I
the
think
only...
I was one of the. Well, Salty was the worst.
Oh, Salty by far.
But
Salty was
Most evil.
very close to murder hobo level. But yes, that long summary short, yeah, you got, got a little bit of the Misfits going on. All right, so Lady, which companion are you bringing to this?
Robbie.
Okay, you're bringing Robbie with
yeah.
you. And you said you're doing... So I want to make sure here that I know correctly. You said you were doing the extended growth training on Robbie. Let's see. What training is it specifically called? It is called...
Growth training?
It is an advanced training. I know that. It is... So we're going to assume that you did growth training with Puppy, correct?
Yeah.
So I want to be just to be very clear here, because I know this could mess the plan. Did you also take secondary growth training? Which is an advanced training?
I guess so.
Okay. I
Since,
bring
yeah,
that
now I
up
remember because Puppy is.
because Puppy's been there. So only a single beast companion can receive the growth training, and then the secondary training can choose a second companion there. So only a single beast may receive the secondary growth training. I will also ask, what level is Robbie?
Robbie, let me look at the sheet. I think it should be already 5. Yeah, 5.
Okay. I'm sorry to throw your plans off. Secondary growth training is required minimum level 6.
Ah, shit.
Oh, so no big Robbie.
Sadly, no, it seems.
Okay. I think we'll come prepped with ropes and stuff to just assist with the escape.
Rope should be enough.
Are you still with all this in mind, right? How does that affect your training? Are you still bringing Robbie?
Well, my
Robbie's
plan was
good
Robbie.
for scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my original plan was because Robbie's feather is black, he could hidden well with the shade.
Yeah, perfect.
Rather than
I think-
Puppy. Puppy's very bright white.
Yes.
We
Very
do
true.
need some way to figure out where both of the patrolling guards are. And I think Robbie might be
that's
good
true.
for that.
That's true.
I gotta place you guys. Okay. So obviously asking to just make sure that I know which character to put in. I am starting you guys outside on ground floor here. There are secret walls just so it doesn't break the illusion a little bit of where all of the other structures are. When you guys decide to go up or down the stairs, I'll just move your tokens for it. But yes, I'm gonna show you just a quick picture here just so you guys see what it looks like there. This is just you guys outside the building, basically. There, so you could see your invisible walls boundary as well. They're just full-on walls, so from your perspective, you can only see that highlighted area. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna, let's see here. I'm just gonna do a little bit of cleaning up in here. All right. So, any other questions I can answer for you guys? Here.
I guess. Should we wait for tennis? I feel
Oh,
like
for
we
sure.
should.
Yeah.
I think we should, but I wonder what else we can do. Do we need to shop for any supplies?
I'm already prepped for war stuff,
Mm.
but since
I'm
I don't
gonna
need to
make-
use my
make
6
sure that-
hours anymore.
Yeah, I
Yes.
apologize. That's why one of the reasons I talk about this too.
It's okay.
I'm gonna make some dinners for Stam Regen in the fight. So it's like 3.
Okay. Making some minor modifications on these characters. Here. Okay. Just because... Yeah, you know what? That's fine. I'm gonna turn off that light. I'm turning off some lights, basically.
Ooh.
And make it a little more stealthy. And
Be
then
one with darkness, I shall be. How soon? Nortanis, how soon?
Yes. Fingers crossed, be back soon.
Trademark.
I mean, if we've done all the actions for him, it should not be a big deal.
Oh, this is invisible soon on dark mode.
Yes.
Invisible.
Why does this keep adjusting? Okay. We'll just keep it like that. That's fine. Alright. I have to give some of these tokens light. So you guys can see their light level. Because that makes it a little more fun when you guys can see how they see.
Your mic is now, like, quiet.
Oh, is it quiet?
Is that...
I might have been just
Okay, no,
whispering
not
and
anymore.
mumbling to myself.
I think you were just not talking into it.
Yeah. I was talking probably to the side of it.
Okay.
Okay. I think I've made my adjustments correct to the map. Just trying to make sure. Alright, I gotta give you light because it would be silly. I have the guards standing outside of the armory with no light. He just is standing in the dark by
Wow.
himself.
Well, some people
Lone
just
wolf.
do that.
That's just how they want to be. No shame.
Or
They do what
maybe
they
he's
want.
darkness element. Who knows?
It could be. I mean, he doesn't... I am very, very confident that they do not have dark sight. Like, that would be quite the feat to have at this low of level.
I mean, items exist.
Items
Like the
do...
very first city we went in offered a dark side enchantment.
That's true. But, consider this. These guys, one, haven't been to that city. And two, probably don't make the money to pay for those kind of like, to them, gimmicky things.
They're just regular guards.
They're just regular guards. That's the whole thing. You guys are just like, these are regular guards. And not to metagame it a whole lot, but you can assume that regular guards are probably going to be like level 2 or 3 in like a city like this.
Metagaming, yes.
And knights
Love it.
maybe are level 4, but like that's a maybe. In reality, they're like level 3 as well. So it's you're talking a bunch of low-level characters on it. Mostly, while they're not technically civilians, it's basically civilians.
So the difficulty is
still.
not actually killing them, but the difficulty is not raising an alarm because
Exactly.
people can call other people.
Yeah.
Not only that,
correct.
just because they're low level, many knights would be very hard for us to find.
Yes. Yeah,
think
just
we'd be
because they're low
fine.
level, there does not mean you could necessarily take on the entirety of it, I say. We'll see what you do.
We're not spooky. I'm not confident for that.
Yeah, well, no, I think we could. Like, if worst comes to worst, we could just kill the entire tower.
Oh God!
That would
Definitely not the
pres-
goal.
that would indeed weaken Xandra's forces. So that is true. It would also weaken Lady Elphane's forces then afterwards. Not because
That's
like,
true.
of the battle, but like if you guys are successful, she now has just less people working under her.
But also
Right.
lessen the follower for the beast god.
It then also
It
be less
would
followers.
be better for pride.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to buff pride.
Yeah, the
We
more
don't.
you kill.
Hell no.
I should also say, since Dear Pink, you guys are here, right? I think there's a confusion that's been going on in group 2. And I want to clear it up just by the story. Eternius's demon or archdemon that was created for them was in fact not greed, to be very clear. Greed, because of his actions and because he encountered this archdemon and was able to lead others to basically banishing greed back to Necrotal and such, because of that, and because of his courage and his abilities, he was recognized by the divines and was able to ascend to godhood. But Eternius himself does not just hate greed, to be clear, any more than any other. Like, all gods just hate demons, but like doesn't hate greed any more than any other demon. There. So I just want to throw that out because I feel like you guys are latching onto that story so much and as like the hint, and I'm like, no, that's just lore. I promise you, it's not. He's looking upon you and going like, "Thou art greedy. Thou shalt pay for your greed." He doesn't give a fuck about greed. He's Eternius. He cares about time. The
most hinting is something wants to barter the time.
Yes.
And you guys gotta find it.
You gotta find
Could be
why
one
you
of
were
them.
trapped in there.
Could be an item.
It could be an item. Could be the time tower. Could be an NPC.
Could be NPC. There's lots of things it could be.
Could be
but
an AoE attack. In the entire vicinity of the village that just happens to align with the time that they are invading.
Yes, dear, you are allowed to be silly, greedy. Like,
Why are we
that's
doing
fine.
Civil War. Cedric is probably waiting for this civil. Cedric's not waiting. Nah, it's fine.
No, if we're going logistically as well, there isn't a civil war currently, right? Like, they don't know that. They don't know of what's going on there, and unless it's shared publicly, they're not like out to display papers and stuff. Maybe they got some spies on information seeking. Actually, you know that they had some levels of spies. And what happened to those spies? I believe you guys killed most of them, and others were killed then by Xandra via trial. So, like,
true.
they probably did not return that information to Cedric, but it also seems from your guys' anticipation, Cedric's goal wasn't to take over Rar, right? Like, it's going to be passing through Rar, taking some territory, but it seems like the goal is more focused on Theodore and creating a direct path to Theodore. There, we can actually, you know what, I'll look more at the map here to show you guys. All right, you guys can see this. Great. So we've got, if we look here logistically, this area is controlled by Rar, which means the only connecting point from the Algarian Empire, which ends here, to Theodore is actually over here, which is not the most ideal place to enter a Theodore, particularly if they're trying to get to a Theodore's technology, which is going to be in Macedonia, up here. So,
so that's why the route is going that side.
If we go this way,
Theodore.
Get closer to a Theodore, have an alternate route to Macedonia, particularly when you go Alpha Donelin. Oh, I'm now off the map here. When Alpha Donelin is right here, right? If he's trying to get to Macedonia, going over the entire mountain range is not feasible at all. And why might Alpha Donelin want to, like, acquire that? Well, you guys know that the king is having their, like, in a couple months, right? They're going to be announcing a new king, a new one to rule all of the Algarian Empire. And the Grand Duke here, right, wants to put his name in. Well, his brother, Cedric, who is lording over Alpha Donelin, they're planning and they're plotting, right? How could they have this force? How could they show this? Well, if they're able to acquire technology from Macedonia there, because they're not, like, these people do not trade with people of Sylvanor there, because Sylvanor, or, well, not, like, one, because they're all science-focused, and two, because they don't like magic. And the Algarians are very, like, perfectly fine with magic and all that. So they're not trading.
Oh.
So it has to be taken via force on it.
Oh no.
There. So they're trying to figure out how can they, without needing to go into the eastern side of the kingdom, which is also the lord over Imaglen, who's putting in his hat for Imaglen over here, putting in his hat for the royalty as well. How does that, like, if they try to go across this entire mountain range to get there, they're basically just showing him and saying, hey, we're going to be doing this. And there's not going to be enough time. So that's the real reason that there's a potential conflict, is they're going to be seizing this territory, which would not only look good for the kingdom, because they've now claimed more territory in the name of the Algarian Empire, but it gives them another connection point to Macedonia there to get them into a Theodore. Does that track? So long
Okay, that
story
makes more
short,
sense.
yeah, they don't really
They're
care
not fighting
what's
Rar.
they're not fighting Rar to fight Rar. There. That does not mean that those giant flame machines that you saw would still not be used to burn down the jungles here, to basically subvert and destroy the beasts, right? It does not mean that all of this precious land and these cities that you guys have visited, part of the Sherogoth Empire, Sherogoth's like state, if you could imagine, in here, would then be taken and fallen. Plus, the Algarians, as you know them, don't really care necessarily for animalistic creatures there. So you can imagine this outskirt city of Ulaben would just die outright, and probably Hoofstead as well.
That's my worry.
So that's more of the concern, but in terms of like them, they're not trying to go to war with Rar. They're trying to just make a connection point there, and once they have that, they'll be like, whatever, we don't, it's all jungle, so they don't need for it.
I see.
So I hope that
So there is a
tracks.
civil war, but I think after the civil war is done, we are just gonna fight Cedric.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, there's lots coming.
He's coming.
Do it. I like
It's
with my new
coming.
colors, you can see the forests now here on this map. All the farmland, the forests, we got it all there. Nice, pretty city of LaGrosse.
I like the gray-green on the forest. It looks pretty.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it. I think it was a good color choice. I chose one of the palettes, so I'm not taking credit for the color choice, but...
Oh.
Oh, man. So today I had slight plans to, like, do some Ocarina of Time in the background, like just like getting some stuff and getting us to a point so I don't have to do it on stream. We can just focus on the story. The problem is that for me to continue, I wanted to do the trading quest so I could get to the end of the trading quest and get whatever is at the end of it. The thing is, for me to continue the trading quest, I have to go to Kakariko Village, which is now the next part of the story. If you guys might remember, a volcano kind of exploded. And spoilers, Kakariko Village is on fire right now. So I was like, I probably should do this part on stream. So I was unable to play offline, grab some more stuff like I did last time, so we could just get right into the main storyline of it. And we're just gonna dive right in once we get back on Wednesday.
It is a lofty goal to try and beat the entire Zelda franchise.
It is. I've been actually playing, my son has been wanting to play a little bit, and so he's been playing Oracle of Seasons, and we've been doing kind of the pass-off thing, where if he dies, I'll play a little bit, and then if I die, he'll play a little bit, and he's starting to get the hang of it, which is really cool, and it's been very nostalgic watching him play through my childhood game, but at the same time, I'm seeing, like, okay, I see how all this is connected. I can see how this is all confusing, and I don't know how I figured out some of this as a child. Just at all. And he is now at the point where I, as a kid, was unable to make progress. Because back in those days, you just had to buy guides, basically. Buy guides or randomly come across it. Well, I didn't have access to guides, and no amount of randomness would have solved how to get to Dungeon 4 in Oracle of Seasons. Because it is, no joke, an 8-step process to get to the 4th dungeon. It is so far, like, after the 3rd dungeon, that I, as a kid, skipped the 4th dungeon and found the 5th dungeon and did that instead. So, like, I never completed the 4th dungeon until I was technically an adult, and replayed the game. So that's the crux of it. War Without Reason, Ultra Kill. I mean, that could be there. I'm seeing more messages. Bwomp, bwomp.
Oh my god.
Is he coming?
Is Sartanis spawned finally?
Is he
spawning?
His way? He's spawning?
I'm not sure. I can't tell.
Lady, are you in Roll20 yet?
Not yet. I'm not in the game yet.
I think
You
that's
guys
where
are-
I open
we're
Roll20.
starting, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be right in starting in Roll20. You guys are on the start screen, right? Not in the actual map.
Uh-huh.
Because I mostly just see
So
you
that's why
guys'
I'll
names.
join
so-
later.
Okay. Well, no, you could join in on the start screen. It's not a big deal. You're just not seeing the actual map. Approaching rapidly.
Oh no.
All right. Rapidly approaching. Get ready. Me sending memes and shit. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that's too much detail, Apple. You don't have to tell everybody what you're doing in your personal time. You want to go right away, but coming closer? I can't beat you up unless I get close to
JoJo
you.
reference for you.
I might be soon. I'm gonna see. My wife and I have needed a show to watch, and I started telling her about this show because a concept came up on TikTok, which I guess I'll ask you guys the question. If you could commit any crime you wanted to, and it was impossible for you to get caught, but you only got to commit one crime, what crime would you commit?
Ooh, difficult question. Stealing pets from the pet store.
Stealing pets from the pet store? All right. Rob a bank in populated city. That was on the lines where I was at too.
It's probably some kind of traffic violation.
You would commit a traffic violation.
The boring answer.
I mean, genuinely speaking, because I thought about my mind and my wife and my mind both went to the same spot, which was there's a lot of troublesome people in the world, so we would like to play God and eliminate them, basically. And then I was like, that wouldn't solve the world's problems. So I was like, okay, what would solve my problems? So I'm like, what if I stole all of the money? Just all of it. Like all of the billionaires' money, and I just had that, basically. Well, here's the thing. My wife really landed on the, she would probably try to take out all the bad people. To which I started explaining to her, well, you know that there's this series where the main character, that is what he does. He sits and he writes names of all these people, and he just kills them.
Death Note.
Yes. I got my wife actually interested in potentially watching Death Note. Now, I have never finished Death Note. I have watched, I think, the first 8 episodes.
Her first anime is
super edgy
high-tier,
2000s
dark,
Death Note.
strange, edgy anime.
Yes.
Classic.
Yes, classic. And so we're getting
Not
close.
entry level at all.
No, definitely not. Well, here's the thing. So there is an actual real thing that stopped us. So my wife and I, on our nights together, which, by the way, pretty much every night that I'm not streaming, my wife and I are always getting high, always hanging out every time, too. And it's just, we're watching shows, hanging out, having a good time, just enjoying our evenings. Well, we had some gummies. I'm telling her about the show, and she's like, okay, I might need to watch that. And so we found it. I found it. It's on Netflix, and it's in English. So I know the English dub is actually very good for this one. I watched it subbed before, but I was like, it should be fine. We started watching it. The captions are the same English captions for what I can tell is the Japanese view of it. And the reason I know this is because the English captions do not match what the words that they're saying in the English dub. Thus making it...
Oh, yeah, the subtitles are, like, different than the spoken words.
Yes. Making it impossible for us to watch. It was, like, we start this, we're a little high, we're watching, we're like, things aren't matching, and now I can't hear them. Like, I can't hear it if I can't read it. And that's both of us having ADHD as well. So we had to stop immediately because we're like, that's too difficult. So instead we have started watching The Newsroom, and I'm quite, you know what? Has any of you guys seen The Newsroom at all? No. So Newsroom, from what I could tell, is it's literally a show about producing the news and such. And this one newsroom decides that they're just gonna do full-on journalism, and this is set in like 2010 there, and was released I believe in 2013 there, so it's like over a decade old. But they're just doing the news, and they're trying to do just facts and try to do full journalism, not just like sensationalism and such, and running into problems by doing that. Like, but here's the thing: the first episode covers the big oil spill in 2010. I think it was like BP oil spill that happened, and I remember this. Like, I remember this happening, and like the ecological damage and the stories all around it. And it seems that the stories that they're doing in the show are actual, like, they have dates on it, so they're actual events that were happening in those years. So it's very interesting because they're actually providing facts and information in a fictional, realistic fiction like setting. And I feel like because at that time I was like not quite voting age, but old enough to know like things going on in the world and not fully understand them and such. So now rewatching this from like a different perspective, seeing it's like, oh, this is what's going on too, is very, 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 very interesting. But it also is like a lot of the themes and stuff that they talked about over a decade ago, still relevant and much worse today. What's it called? It's called Newsroom. I'll show you. If I show you like a picture or like a quick GIF, you'll probably recognize like the character from it. Because it's got like some very specific things, but like this is a gift. So if you've seen any of this on TikTok, but literally the opening scene is like the main character getting asked why the United States of America is the greatest nation in the world. And he rips into a college student because he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What have we been the greatest in? and such. And I genuinely, because I've seen like that scene before on TikTok, I thought that was the climax of the show, not the opening. I also thought Newsroom was a movie and not an actual like 25 episode series. Like it's got 3 seasons to it. So it was quite a, like, we're hopping right into it, and geez, it was intense. It's also like, I don't know how to explain this any other way, but I think the main executive producer has a touch of the tism. Not like the character in the show does. The way she approaches things, like, it has to be so correct. My wife and I relate to her on a level we've never related to any character we've watched on a show before. The way she interacts, talks, and, like, is direct on things, we're like, oh, yeah, that's what we do. There, and it's very funny. In that way, like, very early on, she's like, I would like, she brings out one of her people, and she's like, you see that cute girl over there? That was me when I was younger. You're going to be attracted to her and start dating her. And the guy's like, why are you doing this to me? Yeah, it's like accidentally autistic, but also it just is. And it's very, very interesting to me. There. And it's not portrayed in a bad way, to be very clear. But yeah, it's an interesting show. It's interesting because it started kind of, I knew a little bit about how the news gets formed, but I never knew in this kind of detail. And watching it, it's like, this makes sense as well, because you have to plan out each of your segments and things like that. So I recommend it if you have HBO Max. That's what it's on. So we're going to be watching through it, but we've watched like 3 episodes so far. So there could be a lot of different ways. We should, as a crew, decide an anime and just watch it. I mean, I really like, what was it?
V-Stars.
V-Star.
Oh, V-Stars.
V-Stars. I don't know anything about it except it's furry heaven.
It's so good.
I
It's
have
so
seen
good.
season 1. Yeah, it does have some furry components.
Well, and I like,
I mean, yeah.
I know some of the world building is supposed to be like predators versus non-predators, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I guess I know that part, but I don't know too much more than that.
Then there's an issue where there's like a hybrid of a carnivore and a herbivore. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
There's also that issue. So they're very
It's
deep into those kind of issues.
Yeah, that they can't. It's kind of a racist, like a anti-racist.
I got you. Yeah, I got you now. There, because I saw that the
or
wolf and the
sexist
rabbit like kind of get
or
together.
Homophobic.
Oh, okay.
Any or all of those topics.
Got it. Pink, you're absolutely correct on Dragon Maid. It's one of those shows that I'm like, I like the intro. Like, I like listening to the intro music, but I know for a fact I cannot watch it. Because one, I don't know, some of my media, I could be like, I just can't be full gooner. I just can't do it. It's like Dragon Maid feels like a gooner show to me. There. And I don't like the sexualization of children. That is also a hard line I draw on it. I'm like, I do not like that in my media. I don't like when they have a character that looks like a child and she's like, I'm actually like 100 years old. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, your artist made you look like a child for bad reasons. And I don't like it. And I refuse to support it. You watch JoJo's? I haven't seen all of JoJo. He's closer. He's not in the chat. Well, he's like in the text here.
Closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they're also trying to get you to watch, which is kind of anime, but the Enna.
and
Barbecue.
yes, I believe Apple literally sent me all the episodes, and he's like, it's 24 minutes. So we will watch that. I guess we could have watched it now, but yeah, no, I've been kind of thinking about it. Here's one. This is not for the faint of heart, I'll say, but have you guys heard of or watched Goblin Slayer?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, is that the one where it's like kind of did you get to the end?
I watched
It's
the
like
whole
sad at the end?
first season of it.
Okay.
I haven't watched the other like supplementary movie another season. I didn't even know
think
there was
I've
another
seen
season.
it, and it's basically the only show where goblins are like tough opponents
Yes.
that
Like-
are like it gives an aspect of realism to it, I guess.
Yes.
Like they're just people.
Like it very much it's still like in this world because it's got the classic anime, like there's the guild, everybody's got their rankings on it, and other guild members tend to go for more of the higher ranked quests, but the Goblin Slayer specifically hunts goblins there and has designed his entire gear and all of his equipment around hunting goblins as well. And quite literally you see the vicious nature of goblins. I love it because it feels very Dungeons and Dragons while also being on like dark reality of it. You got the good character, like I like the character building, I like how he comes to find his party. It feels so Dungeons and Dragons while at the same time just is such a dark setting there. So huge fan of the series, and I highly recommend it because it's those kinds of media that I do like, that I like world building with there, like subverting expectations, still having difficulty and challenge, realizing that there are just dangers in the world that are being underestimated as well. And I liked the goblin kind of like leveling system, right? They're like, if a goblin is born with leadership, they eventually become a goblin king, and they just create a legion of goblins and they can destroy villages with them. And goblin champions are no joke. I like that as well. But if anybody does hear this and wants to watch it, it's content warning. There is sexual assault in the first episode.
Gruesome, too.
It is also a very gruesome show. There, they do not hold punches. They do not hold back. Like it's hard as well. And I know like the first episode came out and everybody was like, this is insane. But after the first episode, it really is like the planning and everything. But they're trying to do that. They want the shock value, right? They wanted the shock value. They wanted to subvert expectations and show you how dangerous it is and show how important the like Goblin Slayer's like approach is too. Like I liked the detail that like he wielded a short sword because of the caves, right? Because he couldn't swing something long without hitting the ceiling. So he needed something smaller, and I like that. Like those little details, those are good. I'm not going to hit you guys with that, by the way. I'm not going to make you go into a small cave and then half your weapons don't work. That like it just doesn't make sense.
No.
For it. That's bullying on it.
That's hardcore.
Yeah. Now we got to consider how far you swing your scythe. No, that'd be too much.
Oh man.
No, but I do try to find those sorts of anime as well. My brother was trying to get me to read, and I have it in my list. I don't have time to watch anything or do anything anymore, so I've been trying to catch back up on manga. But my brother was recommending this manga. It's called like Eminence and Shadow, I believe. I heard it got an anime recently.
I heard it from a friend.
He told me the premise is the hero of it gets isekai'd, right? Okay, great. It's another isekai. But his isekai power is that anything he says becomes truth. There. But he doesn't know this. So he just makes assumptions and says them out loud, and then it becomes the truth of it. And so he unintentionally has the single most powerful power, but doesn't realize it. And that's the premise. And I'm like, okay, that sounds kind of interesting. I'll check it out eventually. It's on my list. I have like this huge big chart of stuff. Like, I finally caught back up on some of my manga, and I found out, like, my Dress Up Darling finished, and I was like, shit, I missed the ending of it, so I caught up on that. I'm waiting for Komi-san's got to be finishing soon. On that, I know that's got to be finishing soon. There. We'll see. What was your boss based off of? Which boss?
The Time Village? I don't think that's
The
isekai.
town? No, the Time Village is not based off any isekai or anything like that. I mean, it's good old-fashioned Groundhog's Day. There. I'll be straight with you guys. I have been... This is one of the arcs that I have been planning for Group 2 since you guys came into Perle. So it's been a long time coming. And you guys will... Let me put it this way. The arc is important because of some of the things that happen. That's the dumbest thing I think I've ever said. I can't reveal stuff, but it closes some pieces of information that you guys need to have. It absolutely does, and you need to know it as well. But I can't get into too many details on it because I don't want to spoil stuff. It is world building is a huge piece of it. And I wanted you guys to interact with another god as well, or at least, you know, as you guys have determined, you guys are not interacting with Eternius himself. You are interacting with Chronolith. There. So to show power, because you guys met a weak god, so let's introduce you to an actual strong god. And what that entails.
Good, it's to the Group 2.
It's Group 2. Group 2 gets the strong god that they have to deal with. One that
so,
would...
for sure, don't fight it.
Do not fight the god. The gods, I mean... Yeah. You... Even Valatrus, no, you guys most certainly would not be able to contend with. You'd be able to contend with Valatrus a lot more than you would with Eternius. There, but
True.
It's very dangerous. And it's like level 13 with a star beside it, where the star is like, they also get some special abilities that make them substantially stronger than just even a normal level 13, right? Slight 2-hour delay. That's okay. You know what? That just gives us time to delve into, like, I'm glad we did the prep work ahead of time for this, because we could just, as soon as he's here, we just start too. But yeah, no, I wanted you guys to see also a more powerful god, so you could start to see some of the difference in power levels. Is Eternius the most powerful god? Absolutely not. But Eternius's power and Eternius's unique abilities makes him a particularly strong god. And that's a huge part.
I'm kind of still wondering if the angels are made from the god, or the angels are the followers.
No, they're made from God. So I haven't given you guys the system yet, but quite literally, the system is called faith. There's a faith system, and you accrue faith through creating faith points, right? But how it really goes down is that every time one of your followers prays to you, you get like 1 faith point, right? The more followers you have, the more faith you generate. If they worship at shrines and temples, the more faith you generate. With those faith points, you can spend them to create godly things. This can include miracles, angels, and all around those sorts of abilities. So gods, they literally create the angels based on the faith that's given to them. But angels have a special property. They cannot be healed by regular magic or items or things like that. They are healed through faith. And spending of faith points. And an angel dying is a big deal. Because we're not talking like, oh, you spend like 100 faith points and you get an angel. No, we're talking like 1,000, 10,000 faith points to get one angel. There. That's how it works on that system. But the gods that have more followers, more devoted followers, churches that are constantly praying to them, right, get stronger because they just have more faith. But that faith is also a crutch for them because they need it to do all of their other abilities and effects. It's effectively like it almost replaces their stamina in a sense because it's more effective to just use their faith than to use their actual like stamina levels there to cast their abilities. So there's quite a bit involved with it, and I haven't fully worked out the system, but lady, long story short, yes, the angels are created by the gods. Now, let's expand this too. Angels are representative of the god themselves. So, a god can basically bestow upon angel status to objects as well as followers or individuals, right? The god of beasts has angels, and the angels are in the form of beasts as well.
As expected?
As expected, right? So it'd be like divine holy beasts for the goddess of beasts. So every god's angels are going to be different by just virtue of they're different. The things they care about are different. But in turn, gods, they have their missions, they have their divine missions from the divines, but they also have a focus on maintaining their own power. It's incredibly important that they maintain their faith and that their power and such, or they wither away. And then they get killed. They're going to be hunted by demons. There. Never mind the fact that many gods protect their followers as well. It's not just a, I want devotion relationship. There are many gods that were created for, like Eternius, honestly, that is trying to protect his people. There. And that's his focus.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
because they need followers after all.
Yes, dear, I think that's a good comparison. Yeah. They're the Daedra to the Daedra princes. There. But yeah, they need followers. They need it for theirs, so they try to protect. And each god takes different approaches. Valatrus, for example, has not been tending to his people. And if we look at the history of Valatrus, he never has. His ascension to godhood was not a fluke, but almost was a fluke, in a sense. It wasn't his intention to become a god, but he completed a great deed. And specifically, I don't think we're going to play this one shot, so I think I can reveal this information.
Yes.
Oh, no one.
So,
This
oh
is
no,
spooky.
it's not. Alduin.
Is this the Town of Salem one shot
You guys remember?
that Dave was making us do?
No. You guys remember? I was going to do this. I was going to show you this, but I'm going to just share this lore now. You guys remember the illusionist from the 12 runes?
Mm-hmm.
He ascends into Valatrus.
Salty.
Yeah, Salty, like that elf ascended to Valatrus. That was him before he became the god.
So
Oh!
Yes.
he is that.
He is that. Literally. That was his human mortal, or well, elf, mortal form before he took on the name Valatrus and ascended to godhood. And most gods change their names when they ascend. They're like, Eternius wasn't Eternius' name originally. So, Alduin ascended to godhood because in response to the runes being taken, he led a group of adventurers, some of them you may know, to try and like seal Grezmik back and try to make a deal there, and they went and ended up taking on an elder dragon. Alduin's group failed because he betrayed them.
Oh no.
They thought he was there. They thought he was supporting them and was like administering, but his illusions faded and he was no longer there, and all of the adventurers that he went with perished. And Alduin was successful in retrieving like the valued object from the Elder Dragon, but did not slay the Elder Dragon. This behavior, this action, and like that retrieval, along with his incredible skill for like convincing others and the trickery and the deception, caught the eye of Undyne, and Undyne ascended him to godhood. So
Okay, can we know who's the party member, since we do have the book from him?
Whoa.
you do
Yeah.
have the book. So yes, so this is part of the reason I was going to show you guys the journeys, but I can answer them too. Yes, so you would, while you guys and your characters would not know who Alduin is or his relation to anything, that is the event that triggered his arrival to godhood. He never chose himself to be a god or tried to do a great act. He was selected and became a god, which is why he never attained, like, why he never cared for followers or anything like that. All gods, when they ascend, they get, like, effectively enough faith points to create one angel. Kira and Lagos is his angel, and he created shapeshifters as his followers, basically, to give him some kind of devotion. So he literally crafted them and created there, too. And his brother, it's not real brother, but godly brother, the god of malice, as well. They were at war for a long time, and it almost completely killed Valatrice. So he escaped. And that's where shapeshifters kind of came from, was through the deceptions and the trickery there. Now, in terms of party members that he brought with him, let me pull up their names here. Because some of them you would recognize, some of them you would not as well. What was her name? So, nope, not Gillis. Gillis went back. Lix went back home. It was Gwair, the Geomancer, went with him. Who else? Gumchomp went home. Nuck did not go with them.
Oh, he's felt depressed.
We know Nithril died. Chow ended up taking over the college. Mirren is another one. So Mirren was the Luminancer. So Mirren and the Geomancer were two of his party members that went with him. They also had a warrior that went with them as well. And their final party member was equivalent to like a rogue there. So if you can imagine, their party was like, they had a healer, they had two spellcasters, a warrior, and a rogue that was going on this quest, and they had to steal something in particular from the Elder Dragon. And the Elder Dragon, the plan originally was that Alduin was effectively going to distract the Elder Dragon with illusions of them, make the Elder Dragon perceive that he was battling them. But Alduin's illusions got dispelled. So it got dispelled so that the dragon would focus on his real party members, so that he could retrieve the actual item.
Oh, I see. Do we know what is the Elder Dragon is? Or is it mentioned there in the book?
It would be, but I have to still flesh out Elder Dragons.
Okay.
Dave, you're absolutely correct. He sacrificed his party. He literally sacrificed his party to achieve his goal there, which, combined with that and his impressive level of magic that could actually fool this Elder Dragon, is what caught the eyes of the divines, which is what I want to hit on with Elder Dragons. Elder Dragons were not created by the divines. And in fact, they are considered cataclysms of nature. in many ways. They usually keep to themselves or roam over particular areas. They are still quite strong dragons, and many of them are just like, there are no touch zones. There, do not go near them. They possess powers beyond belief, and many people, many gods, have ascended to godhood through confrontations with elder dragons because of the straight power that these creatures have. Hey, Apple, how's it going?
Hello.
He's here.
I'm here.
Finally.
All
right,
I'm
let's
just gonna
do
go
it.
make myself a cup of tea and I'll be here.
Yep, all good. Go get yourself there.
Alright, so yeah.
So, Dave, you are actually completely correct. The fact that Group 2 has this kind of like relationship with an elder dragon, while it's not like full alliance and stuff, but the fact to get a scale and such from there is a very, very real thing as well. Like, that's a very significant event. I cannot answer and will not answer those kind of questions, I'll say. I will say...
You're gonna figure that out.
You guys are gonna have to figure that
Are
out.
they don't seem dangerous.
Yeah, like, the scales themselves, I can't imagine being dangerous. And here's the thing, like, gods acquire many powerful objects, too. There. Yes.
Also,
So-
it's funny that it's salty. It's basically salty.
Yeah, basically. But that was...
Salty playing salty.
I do want you to
And
know
he has a
that
connection to Spooky.
is connection. I do want you to know that before I created Alduin formally, that was always the story and the plan. Alduin was always going to become Valatrus. That is his path. There. And as
He is an illusionist.
as we learn too, our dear friend, what, I've lost her name for a second. Our dear friend, Alaris, her descendant becomes, or like the same tribe and everything, becomes Eternius. There.
Yes.
So
That
that
makes sense.
is a very, very real connection as well, which should be like something should be connecting here on like the power level of these sorcerers and also them becoming gods or being connected to gods in different timelines too. Like that is the reason that like all of these stones were even able to be created in the first place, because of the power level. Even though we joke about like Gumchomp and things like that, Gumchomp is no joke. Like, so incredibly strong. Things like that. Like a very, very powerful Umbramancer.
I mean, they are chosen to deal with the runestone kind of thing. They must be very powerful.
Very, very powerful. There. So it's like, there's quite a bit. Yeah. He tried so hard he fell in love with the Rizlik. A little worm creature. I don't want to bring them back.
So,
They're like one of my
you
favorite
kind of want to
creations.
know lore about them.
Well, it's like Pricklua and the race of Rizliks there. I mean, they come from the swamps. There, like froth swamps, swamplands. There, it's pretty like the dead live with the people kind of level of like darkness there. Plus, you got your Boglodites there too.
More mentioned Chow died. Did she die?
Chow.
Yeah, Chow died.
Oh, Chow died. Yeah, I forgot that Chow died. Yes.
Yeah.
So Alduin was supposed to take on the college, but he ended up not. Because, yeah, Nithril and Chow ended up dying. There. So, all right. Apple, you back? You got your tea?
I think still making the tea.
Yes. Oh, Dave, yes. I wanted to confirm that as well. Just as a piece of story, I already said this too, but I just wanted, for group 2 and your guys' sanity as well, because I think you're going down a hard path. Eternius was able to ascend to godhood through his premonitions and seeing the future and leading Greed, like the archdemon Greed, to a situation in which he could be banished back to Necrotal with the help of others. There. So, it's not that Eternius hates Greed.
All right.
Or anything like that. That's not the specificity on it. That's how he was able to
Apple, we're
ascend.
starting in roll 20, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I just wanted you to know
I
that.
heard everything, by the way. I just wasn't able to speak.
Oh, good.
Suddenly has the posh English
I
accent.
know where this accent come from.
I had to study.
He's drinking the tea.
Yeah.
Tea power.
Yes. So
Yeah, it was the tea, actually. It wasn't the...
Powers of the tea.
you do not know how to. I mean, you could know.
Was this pretty good?
Bit of the tea in it.
It
Let's
was.
put a tea in it.
It was deceptive enough, Apple, that I for a moment thought you've been faking your regular voice.
I appreciate it.
Just for a brief moment, just how it came off, I'm like, have you been just like pretending to be American this whole time? Like, where did this come from?
Suddenly, Apple's brother joins the chat.
Yeah, I'm like, is somebody else there with you? Like, who? What is
Oi.
this?
Oi, bro.
No, it's just me.
Now,
I was gonna practice this, but I forgot.
All right.
I was rolling with it, right?
Just, you know what? Do it. Roll with it. You'll do German accent
we
next
talk
stream?
broken.
Do it.
If we talk like character, I shall talk broken. Because lady
Yeah.
English, baby broken.
I can believe it.
I'm not sure Aunt Hannah's even has this flavor of British. He might.
I mean, he's your character. So he could have whatever
Yeah.
flavor of language you
any
want.
flavor of British.
That's true.
He could also talk really slow and big.
He could.
The fuck?
Hello?
I'm not
Flower?
sure he would. He could.
Oh, my God.
Like this.
Oh, I also want to throw
Yes.
this out there just before I forget, too. And this is a call out to technically Lady and Mora as well.
What?
If you're interested, I am open to changing my UI here. What you guys see on screen currently. Like, I am open to changing this. I've been thinking a little bit about it, like, particularly with our character profiles, that, like, I want to, I don't know, emphasize you guys more on it. So I've been thinking, I'm like, I am open to design ideas, or if we want to change things, we can. I'm going to be doing it on my own as well, but just throwing that out there. If people have ideas, I am open.
I do kind of think like maybe we should use like a PNG tuber kind of thing.
Oh
Or-
my
Yeah.
God! I'm coming into roll 20.
Oh, great. Yeah, because I got your guys' like images right up there so we could see when you're
yeah,
talking.
we're ready to go.
But I want to do
Okay,
more.
so are we there? Are we
Yes.
just in? Okay.
Yes. I
Yes,
think
we
we're
are going to be
outside the
starting
tower.
right there.
In the
as well.
woods or something.
Well,
In the
Yeah.
woods?
I have you guys right outside the front door. There, based on what you guys said, you
Okay.
wanted to infiltrate
So
through the
here's
ground
again
level.
copying the stuff that I was thinking while we did the investigation.
So I'm also going to move your party ribbon here now.
I guess,
Um,
do we start it like at night? That's where we're gonna loot the thing?
Yes. I'm assuming you're starting at night.
For sure.
Yes. One
Okay.
with the darkness I shall be.
So
Okay.
you guys can assume you're at night. I gave you guys torches. If you want me to, I could turn off your torches now.
Psst, I have dark sight, just saying. Psst.
Well, but you having dark sight
does
doesn't help
Robbie-
necessarily your party.
Okay.
Yeah,
but we
but
also-
you.
Yeah,
Also
Pink,
have
you're gonna
torches.
see Void because you're not in scene.
But
So-
my
Okay,
view is
so I guess
very
we just go
dark.
to find the guards.
Okay, so
which Robbie
a
can
brilliant
help.
strategy, right? We just open the door and
There's
walk in.
guards.
Oh! Knock,
Listen
knock,
here,
knock.
there won't be guards for long.
So, yeah, I guess with this, we are now formally starting in. So, to catch everybody up on what happened then the last 2 days, while you guys were prepping for this, Lady, you had some time to train. You guys did some scouting. Yas, do you have that picture of the whole map there, if you want to share that with Apple?
Wait. I looked at it, but
Oh, you looked at it? Okay, good. You guys have access to that whole map?
yeah, I've been subtly stalking the chat.
Okay.
We'll
great.
repost it.
So you guys have access to the blueprints of the entire entryway piece. You guys are currently positioned outside the ground floor, and you know from your scouting and what you saw before that there are going to be 2 guards posted. Like there are going to be guards outside the building, as well as there's going to be 2 guards posted right in the entryway. There too.
Okay,
So taking
we
all of
could
this
just
into
go
account.
in,
So that's inside.
but also, honestly, the only problem is we don't want to attract the other guards. If we do,
Yes. So
Attack
that's
any.
why I think we need to take them out
I'm gonna find the right
kind of
song.
quietly.
I think that's your set of expertise.
Okay. So I'll try and do
Why?
a
You-
knockout strike on the 2 guards that are outside.
Okay.
And then have
Lady
you
has-
just eat their corpses. But
yeah.
I do want you to see if you can get a tree in your bag of holding.
Yeah.
I will say you guys don't formally have a bag of holding, but if you're talking about
It's
Apple's
stomach
gullet,
of holding.
Apple's stomach holding, yeah, we could assume that he was able to consume. Apple, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you have option for large sized objects yet?
I get that next level, I believe.
Okay, so next level.
Oh,
so
you
you-
don't
For
have it?
Devour.
okay,
I get
That's-
Greater Devour next level.
okay.
Oh, okay. So
So-
we can't do that one yet.
You can't do a large size tree. He could have a tree, but it's going to be like equivalent of a stump, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very drastic shift from this level to the next one. There is no graduality here.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're also gonna have like
Okay.
a hammer and nails or something.
Dave,
I
here's the
wanna, like,
summary.
board up the
Dang,
door
I
from the
bought some
inside.
stuff.
Okay, so Dave,
I'm
we're
feeling that
breaking
we're
in
gonna
here
board this thing.
because this is where they're
You don't need
holding
to
the
know,
enemy
Dave.
side's holding the weapons, and we're just gonna take them all and give it to our own guys. That's the summary.
And
That'll destroy them.
Apple, one thing that also came up too, I'm going to show you, you might have seen the picture already too. This here is the pocket menagerie, as you're seeing on screen. What I want to call out, and that was come up, is to access things inside the pocket menagerie, you must
It has
set
to be
it
full
down
size.
and it'll create the full size, which means you can't
Yeah, yeah.
open it up inside a building without destroying
if
probably
it-
the barn and the building.
It's like 80 feet big. I remember seeing in the chat.
Yes, it is yeah, it's 80 by 60 feet.
So, speaking of that cart,
It would basically
um,
become a bomb.
let's bring the guy in a cart,
Oh, so
but just like leave them at the entrance to the tower after we clear it out.
I am realizing we could create the ultimate weapon of mass destruction
Yes,
by having
Dave,
a
you
pocket
can.
menagerie filled to the brim with explosives.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, but it would destroy it.
It would destroy
It
the
would
pocket
destroy
menagerie.
everything.
And yeah,
How dare.
Maybe
Listen,
second
we can-
Pokemon Menagerie, not mine.
Listen, I
So-
can have some poor soul go in there and take the sacrifice play.
Oh, are we like ready to explore and stuff? Is
Yeah,
this
I
open
mean,
to
it's
walk
up to
through?
you guys.
So, lady, how good is your dark vision?
Right now, I see the same as on the stream right now.
So,
So wait, do you just see everything? Because for me, everything beyond this little hexagon is pitch black.
well, that's what it's supposed to be. I blocked
Yeah,
it off
it
because
seems
otherwise you
that
guys
we
would
made
see
it
the
to
multiple
the door.
doors. Yep. You guys are right outside the
So
door.
yeah, that's my view right now.
The
That's my
guards
view.
are inside.
That's everyone's view, I believe. Okay, so
Yeah. So
Yosari,
that's
do
intentional.
you think you could sneak inside?
Now, just a sec. Lady, I haven't fully enabled dark vision for you, so I'm doing it now.
Oh,
Your dark night vision distance should be 50 feet. There. A night.
Okay, 50 feet, 10 squares. Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually.
how big
what
is
you
the
see,
torch?
lady. Torch I'm giving you guys
Oh,
is a
same thing,
10-foot
but
radius.
Very good to know. Thank you very much. So,
Okay,
lady, you should
but-
you should be able to see anyone in here before they see you.
Well, here's the thing. You
That's
guys want to
true.
take into account,
uh-huh.
right?
There's
Lantern.
Lady, you
guards with
currently have a
torches
torch out.
inside.
Do you guys want me to turn off your torches? And the guards
Lady-
will
Oh, turn off
probably
for
have
me.
torch. All right, lady, you don't
Turn
have a
ladies
torch on
off.
now. All right,
Oh god, I've gone invisible.
let's see.
I can no longer see myself.
Okay.
Can you not?
Xavier,
God.
Xavier.
I want
Xavier,
to try and lockpick this door.
Okay, 1 second. I'm actually
Um,
forgetting to give the guards
There's a
torches.
crucial problem here, Xavier. I cannot see myself.
Okay, sorry.
Is it
Maybe
pitch
not.
black?
Oh.
No, you see,
Oh,
I'm invisible to my.
let's see.
I'll post
you
this
don't
in the
have a-
chat so you
do you
understand.
want a
what I'm-
torch? Because you should have vision, and you're being controlled. So yeah, show me what you see.
Yeah, I can see things.
I
don't
cannot
have
control
a,
Robbie.
Why
Just a
can't
note.
you see yourself?
That's the thing I usually do.
Oh wait.
Oh wait, no, mine's usually.
Oh, he
just
can't
black.
see anything. Oh, you know
Yeah.
why? I know why. So that tan
Oi.
that you're seeing right now, that is your fog of war. You know what's there. You actually don't have a light on you, so you're not in range yet. So can you see yourself now?
I can see myself now. Yeah.
So you can't see Lady right now.
Okay. Yeah.
You-
No.
Because Lady's
Okay.
out of range of Yas's torch. So Yas has a torch
Okay.
on. Yas, do you want me to turn your torch on or off?
On.
I think one.
'Cause I think
Okay.
with the torch off, I would not be good at lockpicking.
Okay.
Oh,
Artanis.
can you give me a torch?
Yes, I will turn your torch on then.
You can turn yours off if
But
I'm
once the door
lighting the way for
opens,
you.
I would want to be in darkness.
So there you go.
Okay, you know what? I'm
Artanis,
gonna
now you can
stand-
see Lady.
I'm just gonna stand
Hi.
here. So
Okay.
yeah. Hey, lady.
So,
So, hi.
yes,
Lady.
you would like to attempt to pick the lock on this door. Correct.
I sure would.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for that. Okay. That's a success.
Okay.
All right, so I will formally unlock the door. So the door is no longer locked. Here.
So
Um,
I'm just
Don't
gonna
open
be.
yet.
Okay, torches off, everyone together.
All right.
I'm
Okay,
already
so
off.
I'm going to turn
Uh,
your torch off now. It's going to get
Got
very
my
dark.
torch off.
You're going to turn your torch off?
So-
Oh,
Yeah,
also,
make it
one,
clean.
one thing, Zaz. I cannot
Yeah.
It
control
will be
Robbie.
pitch. It
You
will
can't
be
control-
pitch
oh, I'll
black,
fix it
right
but I don't need sight
Um,
at the moment.
Door open?
Let's see. Sorry, I just got to give this to Lady. All right. Lady, I got to give Robbie vision. Sorry. All right. Can you
It's
control
okay.
Robbie now?
Yep. Now I can.
Okay. Now, you open the door. Why are there lights showing? Sorry.
Why can I not move past the entryway?
Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I have a wall technically
I
here.
know.
All right.
Yeah.
So Yas,
Oh no.
I got a quick roll for these guards. 1 second, because you're opening the door, but are you peeking in, or?
Yeah, I was very, very quietly like opening it.
Okay.
And
So you're able to peek in. You
sticking
do
my
see
head
2
inside.
guards standing here, equipped with torches, just kind of facing
Don't
the
see it
door.
for cleanup
facing
duty.
away.
Yep. They're facing the door.
Facing me.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can look at
Do you
my
want to lure
screen
them
for
out?
reference. Once you guys are ready, I'll put you in as well. I forgot that I put an actual wall, so I apologize.
I'm currently planning to just be standing
Yeah.
at the side of the door so they can't see me. If at all.
Okay.
Do
I
you want
say-
to lure them out,
I
maybe?
say,
I'll stay here. If anything goes wrong,
If anything goes wrong, oh shit.
I'm the
and
cleanup
then
crew,
just
alright?
to lower their guard even more, I say one of their names that I had learned during the tour.
Okay, go ahead
I
and
think
say
I'll
an-
put them on guard, considering they currently don't know you exist.
Yes, I'll phrase it this way. Are these the
I just
same
make up a name.
guards that were... Yeah, like, are they the
No,
same
I just
guards as
make up a
before?
name
All right.
from the guard that was.
Larinthathai.
I say.
All right. All right.
Whisper.
Your whisper is not heard by the guards. They don't seem to move.
Yes. Just shoot him.
Open the
Or
door
whatever
a
you do.
little wider.
Okay. You're opening the door a little wider. Okay, one of the guards does notice the door start to open. And you can hear him say, "Who goes there?"
Okay, make up a name. You remember the... You are... Jerimothy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
The guards kind of look at each other, and they both move to approach to the door, cautiously.
Cautiously, yes.
I say we should wait
Right.
until they go outside, maybe. So
Okay, so these are just
I
guys.
need to get them one at a time, or we need to attack them in unison.
I am
Do you think
down
you can
to
have
attack
Robbie
unison.
just fly in super fast and do a sneak attack?
no, Robbie
At the
does not
same
have
time.
the skill.
So,
Well,
ideally, we need to kill them all in one turn, which I think is doable.
yeah. Yeah.
I think I could just eat them whole.
Okay, we
least
just
one of
need
them.
to get them to open up the door and walk outside, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the torches off, let's just make a noise outside. And
Robbie, do your
then-
caw.
and then hide.
Okay.
Should Robbie just
Robbie,
caw?
caw. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Caw.
All right. So you see the first guard take a step outside. You can see he has a torch, and as he steps outside, he is, I mean, from his perspective, he's going to be able to see all of you.
Yes.
What would you guys like to
but I'm
do as
hiding.
he's stepped out?
Okay, so
Hmm.
how do we present ourselves, gang?
I mean,
Don't think we do.
Hello. Hello.
I don't want to present
hello.
myself. I want to do a knockout strike.
Okay, you want me to distract them for a bit?
So
you can get a- you can get a
other guy
strike.
that's inside. Yeah. Try and get him to like walk out so that I have a clear way to get behind him and into the other guard. I'm just kind of like
Okay.
crouched
Should I
down.
be like? Oh, help me! This is urgent. Come over here. Something happened. And
Yeah.
try and like lead him out.
Yeah,
Okay.
do that.
Okay. Hi guys. Something's happening. Please help.
What do you
Follow
need?
me. I'll show you.
Why are you here out so late? What is going on? Wait, come back here.
It's sorry. It's horrifying.
He takes a moment. The other guy goes like, "What's going on out here?"
Oh, so this is devastating.
Okay. So roll for knockout.
What do I need to roll? Just D20?
I think it's just my roll.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Do you need distraction for helping with that?
I was distracting him, I would
Let me
argue.
look up the skill again.
Okay.
No other reason. Just follow me, sir. Into the darkness we go.
Copy that over.
Listen here. It worked, alright?
I will not say it doesn't work. It works very well.
Okay,
I
so
would-
I have a +5 to that, and if it's not higher than the target's current health, then it doesn't
Okay.
work.
So-
So how does that compare with their health?
So you've got a 4
+5
+5 plus your combat bonus.
+3.
Okay. That is over their health.
Okay.
So
That's
he
exciting.
is going to be
inflicted with stun for 1 minute.
okay. He is
Okay,
stunned.
that's 10 turns.
It's
All right.
6 turns.
So, how do I do? I fucking.
I don't
I'm
know.
dumb.
Just use 3. Just get him.
Okay, so
Eat
should
him.
I just do the
Yeah.
classic munch into insta kill?
I mean, does it affect the fact that you're holding a tree in your stomach?
Am I? Oh yeah, I am. Well,
Hmm.
actually, I think I can hold multiple things in there at this point.
All
Actually, I'm
floating
gonna read the
around.
skill to be completely sure about how this works.
I mean, Lady and Robbie are also there, so they could do a coordinated strike.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I can store 2
Innocent
things.
attack.
I can store 2 things in there.
All right.
So I'm just gonna. I could just munch
Yep.
and then devour the next turn, and it should just kill him.
So there's a
Well,
unison
Munch
attack
might kill him just straight.
too.
Munch might just straight kill him. You are right.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Do you want to be sure
like
with
to-
unison attack with Robbie? I could do that
Uh,
just to.
Well, you can also unison it. I think he'll be 2 dead.
Better.
We'll find
Okay.
out.
Okay, so I would like to my first action, since I get like about his mouth one. I'm just gonna munch.
Okay. Go
Which
ahead
should
and
be,
roll for that,
let's-
please.
Roll. Accuracy is D6, right?
Oh, actually, if you just eat both of them and then eat another tree,
You're
then it would
right.
reset, right?
Yeah.
You
I
would
could
have to
also-
go out of your way to go find a tree to eat.
It
I
should
should
be- yeah,
remind
it's
you
quite
guys, you are
inconvenient.
That's the
kind of
Oh,
like, if you're looking here at the map, just the city map, you see in the center where the castle ward is? If you go southeast from there, that little gray building, that's where you guys are.
oh, okay. Yeah,
you guys
never
are like
mind
the
then.
center of the city. So,
Wait, I have a question, Xavier.
yes.
If I bioform something, is that not counted as being in my stomach?
That is correct.
Okay, so if I were to try and bioform this man, that would leave me an extra slot and the tree.
Yes.
Oh,
That is correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. I just want to ask, are you intending to bioform the man or the armor that the man has?
The option.
Okay.
It's one
so-
package. I want to be clear. It's one package. So
Okay, thank
your
you very
ability
much.
still works. I'm just letting you know. I just want to know, like, what am I about to tell you you gain? Is basically what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm very curious what would happen if I bioform this man. Well, I haven't even gotten to the point of
I will
devouring
tell
the
you
man
what
yet,
happens. If that is what you decide to do, I'll tell you what happens then. What is that for?
That's just the D20 you always do and roll D6
Oh,
accuracy.
okay, gotcha. So that's
No.
gonna hit.
The official attack.
Yeah, it's gonna do 10 damage.
That's not kill it.
So
Yeah,
that
you're right. It's certainly not killing. And then for my
Why do you say certainly not killing? This guy's like level 2.
You're right. It could just kill.
I will say that didn't kill him. But it hurt
So I
greatly.
guess you just an attack.
Okay.
Then you just an attack. I suppose.
He does
I
get
could just
2
munch-
actions.
You're right. I get 1 action and I get a mouth action, so I could just munch again. But that's gonna leave a body.
It is going to
We-
leave a
We
body.
don't want to leave either of these 2 bodies behind.
I
That's the
will
goal.
make a
You're right.
ruling and say
just
you
gonna-
can't non-lethally eat someone.
I don't think we needed to know that. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I want to say it clear just in case you have any thoughts. It's like, no, you will kill whatever you try to eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I can make an
figured-
argument you hit the flat side of an axe for non-lethal attacks. I can't do it for teeth.
So I'm
hit him with
guessing
the-
we're
I just-
still. Okay.
Okay, just for shits and giggles, I'm just gonna devour the man.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I never even needed that roll.
So, target character has to roll saving throw. So, I have to make a roll here.
Against 19.
Against 19? Oh, for
Yeah, 'cause I
fuck's
have 19
sake.
Wow.
stamina left.
Holy cow.
I have 19
Oh,
stamina
no.
left, yes.
Well, I can assure you that he failed. Although, wait, you have 19
wow.
stamina left, plus their current health, he still fails. Just to be clear, he fails.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, mate.
It was pretty close, but, yeah, he's failed.
And
So-
you need to consider, my friends, that 19 goes up by every single stamina that I get.
Yes.
If I went to
So
Monarch
he's-
Embrace, I would get 4 stamina every level.
So this guy disappeared and the other guy?
So,
So
you
this man-
devoured this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure you weren't bioforming him. So you have devoured him. So he goes...
Yeah, I'm just gonna-
It's probably going to get a little dark by your view.
So how
But
much
you-
stamina would you consider eating this man?
You were able to regain 8 stamina.
Oh, we take those.
That's a pretty
Alright.
good stamina, though. Very good.
I mean, that's most of the stamina cost of using your ability.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so you currently have a knocked out guard.
I don't want
We
to
could
kill
do-
it, but
Okay. I switched
We
to
could do
protect
anything.
stance, and then eat a piece of bread.
Okay. You may do so.
So, how
Can
do
we
we
just
deal
kill it?
with?
We have to get rid of the body.